Hello, my name is Ivory Parnell Chambeshi, and I have the privilege of being part of Parenting for Liberation's community, serving families and youth. And I'm very excited that for this second year of 2026, we hosted the Raise Your Voice Youth Storytelling Summer Camp. Over the last few days, the students have learned the process of assembling podcast equipment, of learning how to interview each other. So they had the opportunity to do some people on the street interviews and get a read of what members of their community feel about different aspects of life and interests and hobbies. But over the course of the storytelling camp, the campers had the opportunity to record their own podcast in a professional studio, which is Morris Media Studios, which is our one of our main collaborators for the storytelling camp. And in the prior days before they recorded their final podcast, they were trained by Podcademy for Kids, where they learned all of the different fundamentals of podcasting, including how to operate podcast equipment. So if they're able to access these technologies at home, have their own podcast from the training that they learned with Podcademy for Kids, as well as the experience of recording in a professional studio with Morris Media Studios.
My name is Antonda. I am 9 years old. I like being sound engineer because it was really fun making different sound effects and like putting together the mixer and making it work. So I think those two things are my favorite part of camp.
My favorite part was doing the podcast because I thought about it before. Cause like you get to talk about whatever you want. You get to express your feelings, and I like to talk a lot. And you can talk about whatever you want, whatever's going on in the world, whatever you're passionate about, interested in. It's just a new experience.
My name is Nyla, and I'm 11 years old. And my favorite part of camp was doing the podcast because, like, I got to connect with people and stuff, and I didn't really know like much about them, even though I still known them, but I got to know more about them.
So we've been very grateful to have phenomenal partners, phenomenal collaborators. We've been so blessed to be connected with industry professionals. So on the very first day of camp, the campers got to be an audience with Sway, legendary journalist and radio personality, with Sheena Lester, legendary print journalist, and also their colleague Adrian, who is agent to the stars, A&R representative, and who also has his own podcast. So it's been a wonderful experience. I felt so gratified to be able to expose young people to this, and I've also geeked out myself because on the last day, we got to visit KJLH radio station, which, my whole life I listened to KJLH. And Tammy Mack hosted us and interacted with the young people, and also gave them an opportunity to do an on-air commercial or spot, and then gave them real-time feedback. So one of our campers, Zoe Cannon, a first-time camper with us, she actually got to do an advertisement on air on KJLH. Aside from just the opportunity to have that exposure, it was meaningful because she stepped up. It wasn't like we nudged her to do it. She felt empowered. She felt ready to show her skills and to be present and lead. So that was one of the highlights of many highlights of this Raise Your Voice storytelling camp.
My name is Talia. My daughter's name is Zoe. This was actually our first summer with P4L, and we were introduced to it by Asia and Nyla. Experience was amazing. My daughter is more introverted and creative, so a podcast kind of putting her in a position, close proximity, where she can associate with other kids and engage with other kids, but in a way that's familiar to her. It really, really worked out. And we definitely coming back next year.
So when I say raise, you say your voice. Raise, raise. That's it.
Hi, my name is Trina Green, and I'm the founder and executive director of Parenting for Liberation. And I'm excited to say thank you to our partners and collaborators who made this possible. So special shout out to Felicia, the Poetess Morris, owner of Morris Media Studios. Special thank you to Nisha Hall of Whitehall Arts Academy for donating her space for our youth summer camp leaders. Thank you to Keith and his team at the Pod Academy for Kids. And thank you to our guest speakers, including Sway Calloway, Sheena Lester, in addition to the folks at KJLH, especially Tammy Mack for having us on her show. And last but not least, I want to thank our team member, Ivory Parnell Chambeshi, for leading this camp, envisioning this camp, having this innovative idea to bring young people together to raise their voice and tell their stories because their voices matter. And none of this would have been possible without the parents who brought their kids every day, who supported their kids and invested in their kids' time and developing their leadership. So thank you so much.